Welcome back to the Ibanez restoration. If you've not seen the previous video, this is a Talman Bass. I basically stripped all the paint off and attempted to do a sunburst finish with some red dye and some red aerosol paint. What I've got to do now is I've got to flat this shiny finish off here, just make it all like a matte finish. Otherwise, the actual candy that I'm going to do next, I'm going to do like a candy around here, just to fade this sunburst in a little bit more, because it's a little bit too harsh, I think. I think that'll just soften it up a little bit. But if I keep it shiny, the paint won't stick and it'll just peel off and delaminate. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to hit that with probably a little bit of Scotch-Brite, something like that, just to make it all nice and matte finish. And then I'll give it a really good clean, probably with some glass cleaner. And then I'll have a bit of a factory reset, clean all this mess up, tidy all the bench, put some plastic and some paper down, and we'll have a look at airbrushing the candy on. Right, as you can see, I've had a bit of a clean up and I got the plastic down ready. I've got some brown paper over there to put up next when I finish the actual prep. I've gone over with a little bit of 400 all the way around just to take all the actual gloss off the top here. So what I'm doing now, I've got a little bit of glass cleaner in my old Jack bottle. Just standard glass cleaner, nothing special, or Windex for the old American people. And I'm just going over the outside edge, just with a standard little bit of green Scotch-Brite, just the standard kitchen stuff, coarser than the red and the grey. And that should just take the actual gloss level off the actual paint. Hope you can hear me above the rainstorm again. We're having another rainstorm. Seems to be a regular occurrence now here in the old jolly UK. Right, so that's flattening nicely. I'm going to go around the outside edge as well, just on the thing, on into the wood, just to fade that in a little bit. And then the candy should give me a similar sort of look. Am I on camera? Yeah, just. The candy should give me a similar sort of look, but with a bit more depth to it. So I'll probably do the candy next, and then I'll leave that to dry probably for a good 24 hours or so. And then I will coat the whole thing with probably 5 coats of clear. It should probably take me about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, especially in this weather here, because I haven't got an oven or baking facilities, so it all has to be air dried. And I want the actual coats to actually sink in as well as best as possible, so leaving them in between coats should give me that effect. And then I'll probably take 2 coats off with 1500 wet flat, so I can then polish it back up to a nice mirror finish, and hopefully it should fill some of this grain here, all being well. Right, so let's get some little bit of tissue paper, just a normal bit of kitchen roll, and check the actual work over. Don't mind if it has gone through a little bit on the edge, like just here. So I may even put a little bit of darker candy through here as well, just to darken that area up so that it's almost deep dark red, almost, so it'll give that really deep sunburst look. So that should hide any little marks and imperfections. Plus this is my guitar as well, I'll be keeping this bass, so I don't mind if there's a few little imperfections in it. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty good. So what we'll do now is a little bit of shiny bits there, don't want any shiny areas. Just go over that again. I know the scratch plate covers a lot of that, but we don't want any paint peeling off at all. Take that tape off there as well, because that's going to create dust. I'll retape all this before I actually start doing the full clear. Okay, I think I'm happy with that now. So I'm going to let that dry for about 10-15 minutes, make myself a coffee, watch some crap on YouTube, as you do, and then we'll mix up some candy. Okay, I've got my clear here. That's just my normal fast air dry clear, Vasalac I think it's called, 2-to-1. I haven't actually mixed it yet. I put the hardener in. I've cleaned all my airbrush out. It's just a really standard airbrush. This is a middle of range one. It's quite nice actually, really nicely made from Expo Tools. A little pot of thinners there. Right, so my candy comes in a powder form. This is from Earl's. I've used these loads of times. Quite good candy powders. It's better than buying it in a concentrate, and it works out a lot cheaper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like that. I think that should be plenty. I'm going to have a paintbrush to give her a stir. Let's have a look what colour we've got. I don't want to go massively dark, so I don't want to change the colour too much. I just want to enhance it and highlight the actual red. Basically make that sunburst effect a little bit more like a sunburst effect, in theory. I'm basically just making this up as I go along. It's quite dark, that's good. So I am experimenting as I go along, so if the finish comes out nice, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, then it's tough. And it's an experiment. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the doors and the windows, get a little bit of airflow in here. I'm going to pull you back so I don't actually destroy my camera, and I'm going to try and get as much of this footage on as I can without me getting in the way, etc. But if I have the camera too close, it will destroy my camera lens. So hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing, but from a distance, but zoomed in, if that makes sense. Right. It's essential you wear a mask when you're doing any clear coating or any painting at all really, but especially clear coating. It's really nasty sticky stuff. I've given the guitar a bit of a wipe over. It should be free from any dust and contaminants. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to do this side and the top, and then I'm going to let it tack off, and then I'm going to flip it over and do the other side, I think. Right, so basically the candy is translucent. I hope you can hear me through the mask. And as it goes onto the wood, you can still see the grain through it. Okay? So then that will fade into the red, which is a solid red there. And it should give me that translucent candy look and make the fade look a little bit more than just a solid hard line. So I'll continue with this, and I'll catch up with you when I've got this top done. So I'm getting a bit happy with the back now. It's almost done. It's got a bit too dark here, but I may even go in with a little bit of black just around the edge here, just to darken that up slightly, make it more of a sunburst, and then keep the red around the edge here. So I may do that in a minute, but I'm letting this dry now. It's still very foggy in here. You can see the actual fogginess, probably not actually on camera. But I'll wait till the air's clear, and then I'll probably do another couple of coats, just here and there, just to blend it in a little bit more. Then hopefully I'll be happy with it, all being well. Right, just a little update. I'm getting a little bit more happy with it now. I've added a tiny little bit of grey metal flake, or grey metallic base coat I should say, into the candy, and it's just darkening it up ever so slightly and giving it that more of a burnt edge on the edge. A burnt edge on the edge. That makes sense. So I'm a little bit more happy with the actual way that's coming out now. So what I think I'll do, I'm just going to go around one more time. Does that focus? Yeah, there we go. I'm just taking the air cap off just to give me a little bit more detail as well, so it's a lot smaller fan on the actual airbrush. So just to give me a bit more detail on the edges and blend it in and make it look a little bit more like wood grain here and there. Basically more like that there. So I'm just going in and blending it ever so slightly. Like that. Okay, right. I'll finish this off because it's quite difficult to do around the camera. Right, so I've hung the base up now just to dry off a little. Air's all clear in here now. I am going to have to sort some extraction on an extraction fan, I think. Just to actually pull the air out a little bit faster, but that's, anyway, I digress. That's a future me problem. But yeah, I think you'll agree the actual fade on that looks a lot nicer now, less harsh. And I've added the actual little tiny bit of metal flake in there, or I should say metallic base coat. It's not a metal flake, to the actual red, and it's just giving it that slightly pearl effect on the edge there. I can turn it around without actually getting sticky fingers. And then there on the edge of the camera. Is it going to focus? Yeah, we are. Seems giving it almost like a burnt edge. A slightly purpley pink. Actually, that was, I think it was an Aston Martin grey I actually added to it, and it's giving it more of a pink tinge with the pearl. Yes, I'm really happy with that. It's come out really nice. I think once the clear is on the entire guitar and it's all really flat and shiny, it'll really enhance the actual sunburst look, because this is just matte at the moment. When it's done, this will be really flat and glossy and give it that really nice sort of deep shine. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now, I think, is I'm going to leave this to dry for probably 2 or 3 days so it all sinks in nicely, pulls back, and then I'll probably do 3, maybe 4 coats of clear on there just to make sure it's all well buried, and then I'll flat it and polish it. And if I have to do more clear on it, then I will. Maybe have to flatten, but we'll have a look at that as and when. So it's been a couple of days since I did the candy and the little bit of metallic paint, and I think it's drying really nicely. What I've got to do now is give it a really light sand again to take away the shininess, so when I put the clear coat on, it'll stick nicely and we won't have any delamination. But yeah, I'm really happy. The back looks really nice. I like that sort of sunburst effect. I think once it's all flattened and there's more clear on, it's going to add more depth to the actual wood as well. But while that's still drying, before I start flattening it, I think I'm going to just clean up the neck a little bit. I've just given it a bit of a clean with some glass cleaner, and there's lots of dubious dirt on there. So what I think I'm going to do now is just give it a gentle clean again, just to make sure it's all nice and clean. I may have to scrape the actual fretboard as well. I think there may be a little bit of in-ground dirt around the actual frets. Just going for a close look so you can see. Yeah, there's a little bit of dirt in there, especially around the bottom end of the neck here. So yeah, I think get all this out, give it a really good clean, and then I'm going to take the tuning pegs off, I think, so I can clean them up, give them a really good oil, and I can clean the actual headstock, give it a really good polish. Hopefully some of these scratches will come out, give it a nice glossy finish. I think the nut it's quite loose, but I think it should be okay. I can always adjust that and lift it if it's too worn. Is that dirt in there? Or yeah, there's quite a bit of dirt in there as well. Yeah, so we'll give it all a really good clean, give it a bit of a scrub. But the neck is in really good condition. It's really nice. You would expect that from an Ibanez. A couple of little dings and dents in it, but it's fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I'll pop these off, give it a really good scrub, and then I'll probably just give it an oil, probably some lemon oil. I'll probably check the frets as well, see if there's any rockers or anything like that. but they all feel really nice. Actually, there's no actual wear in them. I'll probably give them a polish as well, just to clean them up. The ends are all perfect. There's no need to actually dress the ends of the frets. So I'll just give it a nice, you know, basically just a clean and a tidy up and polish the frets up a little bit. Right, so that's all the tuning pegs off. I did notice that one of the actual vanity rings or stabilisation rings, whatever you want to call them, was actually missing off this here, but I did actually find it in this spares box, which is quite nice. Saves me trying to get another one. So what I think I'm going to do is just polish this up very gently. Let's grab my bits with a little bit of G360 polishing compound. And a tiny little bit on there. Just with my little wool polishing mitt on the drill. Let's just gently give it a buff. Much nicer. Get in there. If I hadn't put so much stuff on, it'll be a lot easier. Yeah. See there? Gloss is starting to come back to it. Have a look at the back as well. There's a little bit of dirt on the back. Yeah, just general dirt and grime. Give it a nice wipe and a buff. Yeah. Okay. I have oiled the neck, but I will probably do that again when I actually put the guitar back together. Frets are all polished. They just look a lot nicer now. Yeah, just needs another bit of a going over on the actual fretboard. But I'll probably continue with this and give it a really good clean, really good polish, and then I'm going to clean all the tuning pegs up. Some WD-40, some metal polish. Nice, much better, much cleaner, much shinier. It's a bit more like a finished guitar than that horrible dirt and grime on it. So I think I'm going to finish this off with a little bit of sealer and some polish, just with my buffing wheel again. Just give it a nice glossy finish and some protection. And then I'm going to put this to one side after I've oiled it again, just to let it all soak in, and then we'll give it a nice clean and a polish just before we build it. Right, I'm just doing a little bit of the flatting here, just basically with a bit of 500 and a little bit of Scotch Brite just around the edges, etc. And I'm not happy with the edges at all. You can see where the red's faded through there. So I think I'm going to get the airbrush out again and just go gently around the edge here, just with some black, I think. Just some straight black base coat, just on the edge, and then fade it into this, just give it that more of a finished look, because I think that looks a little bit messy and a bit untidy. You probably agree. You can see the red through and the candy. It's not actually faded in properly. Probably where I've been sanding it as well. I've sanded through. But generally, I think when the clear's on, it's going to look pretty good. I just don't like that edge. Quick update. I may have gone a little bit mad with the metal flake. But I think it's starting to look really nice now. It's still very, very wet. I've got another coat of clear to get over the top yet. I think that black around the edge has just neatened it up, made it look a lot neater and tidier, and it's given it more of a sunburst effect. But I'm really happy with that. The clear will probably sink into the wood quite a lot, so I'm probably going to have to do another coat or two on the base again, just to actually fill the grain. So I'll probably have to, when this is fully cured, I'll have to flat it again and probably give another couple of coats clear, so I can flat it and get it a really nice flat mirror finish. But it might be okay. We'll check it after when it's fully dry. But like I said, I've got another coat to do. But I think you'll agree, that's pretty sparkly. I think with the chrome as well, and I think the black as well will also tie in with the headstock, because I'm keeping the headstock standard with the black and the gold lettering. So I think with that, with the gold metal flake and the rainbow flake in there. I was intending just to do a little tiny run there, look. Get that out. It's still wet. Oop. There you go. Yeah. Sorry, I digress. I was intending just to do a little bit of flake and gold flake just over the top, but the bag burst for the mirror flake and the rainbow flake, so I just thought sod it and whacked it all in. Yeah, but I quite like the look of that. Very sparkly. Let's see if I can put the light on. Yeah. See, once that's flattered as well, and it's all completely flat. So, like I said before, you can see the grain through the actual wood. For once that's flattered and it's a really flat mirror finish, that'll look even shinier and more intense. Okay, I've done probably another 2 coats of clear on top here. I did go very heavy on the front just to try and fill the grain. That's why it's laid flat. I'll probably leave it for about 10-15 minutes and then I'll hang it up somewhere nice and safe, so I'm not going to bang my head on it and get hair stuck in it. But yeah, I'm really pleased with that. The lacquer has reactivated the candy, so that's all blended in lovely into the grain. I may have to do some more clear on top if it sinks into the wood, which I think it probably will, but we'll flat it anyway and see what it's like. It's fully dry. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how that's looked. The pink has come through there, the metal flake underneath. Yeah, it's giving it really sort of like a nice sunburst look, especially with the black. I'm glad I did the black on the outside. I didn't like that red. I think it looked cheap and nasty, and when it had worn through, I just didn't like the actual look of it. But now it looks a lot nicer and a lot more higher end. Metal flake, yes, is probably not to everybody's taste. It's going to be a little bit ostentatious, is that the word? But I like it, and like I said before, I'll be keeping this guitar. But yeah, there's a lot of flake in there. When the light hits it and the sun hits it, it looks absolutely amazing. It almost glows with the actual metal flake and the candy. But yeah, so I think I'm going to call this video it for today. The next one, I'll probably be flattening and polishing it, hopefully. If not, I'll be flattening it and re-clearing it. And then we can concentrate on actually getting it all built back together, concentrate getting all the electrics working. The scratch plate, the metal, when I put the actual vinyl on, might still work. Let me know in the comments below what you think, if this one will actually work, or should I just go back to the actual normal tortoise shell? Or should I go for some other look, or maybe just a black scratch plate? Yeah, drop me a comment below, tell me what you think. So if you've liked this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.